Alright, a golf course charges $10 to golf or $150 for a summer pass. Write an inequality to represent the number of times you would need to golf in order for the summer pass to be a better deal. Hey, we're dealing with, of course, number 14. Very, very familiar with this as far as that. My son and myself, we, of course, go golfing, a driving range a little bit, so we know about these summer passes. And in order to make this a better deal to get the summer pass, we would write an inequality that's very simple. And let me start that for number 14. And that inequality would look something like this. Okay, would be 10, which represents what? It represents the charges as far as the regular price for a golf course. I'm going to put an X right here representing the number of times, and then I'm going to do the actual inequality sign. 10x is greater than 150, which is, of course, the golf pass price, which is $150. We're saying 10x. That x represents any multiple that we basically use that's higher than 10. So if we went, 10 times 2, you would see that x, of course, representing 2, or that would be, of course, how many times? 20 times as far as that. So you got it. So if you had 20 times, which represents $10, that would be $200. So the inequality is very simple. It's 10x, the greater than sign, $150. And that's how you just write the inequality. Very, very simple. Okay? Good job. Let's look at number 50. Number 15. You have $8 and a $5 off coupon to buy snacks at a concession stand. Write and solve an inequality to represent the regular price of snacks you can buy if you use the actual coupon. Very, very simple. Of course, a concession stand is like if you're going to a baseball game and you go and get a hot dog and get some pop or something like that. That's a concession stand. Okay, so you've got an $8 in your pocket, and then you have a coupon of $5. So if you add both of them together, it's going to basically equal 13. Let's write this out as far as how we would write out, of course, the actual inequality for this. The first step that we're going to do is going to do what? Now we know that x, we're going to say x in this one, and we know that represents the actual variable. So x, okay, which is a variable representing a particular number. We're going to say the minus sign, minus 5, okay, and we would then say, of course, we're going to do an inequality of a less than or equal to sign, okay, and then we're going to have 8. So that's where we're at with that one right there. So when we look at that, what do? Let's go with step by step. This is an actual variable, so we're going to look at this. Put any number you want. We're representing, of course, x. We know if we have -5, we're going to basically put a +5. Those two are going to cancel out. Okay, I'm canceling that out right there like that. Okay, so I've got to move that +5 here on the other side. So whatever we do on one side, remember, with an equation, we have to do on the other side. Okay, so we start out with a -5, so I had to make a +5. That's going to cancel that out. What we have remaining is x. Okay, we still have the less than equal to sign. Okay, and we add those two together. You got it. If you said it, that is correct. So x is less than or greater than 13. Less than or equal to 13. That's how much money you could spend because you have that $5 off coupon, and you also have the $8 in cash. All right, good job. Okay, let's look at number 16. Your teacher decides to split the class into 4 equal groups with no more than 5 students in each group. Write and solve an inequality to represent the number of students in the class. Alright, so the first thing we know is the fact that your teacher is going to split up your class into 4 groups. Each group has no more than 5 students in that group. Let's take a look at this as far as how we would write it. The first thing we know is the fact that we are going to be dealing with what? Division. So a part of the inequality is going to be division. Okay, and we're going to turn it into a fraction for it, a fraction sign. So we of course start now with our variable. Okay, a variable represents any particular number. Okay, this one, a variable, is x. Okay, now we know there's what? How many? There's a total of how many groups? There's 4 groups. So that's why I have the 4 right there. So x over 4. Okay, and we know that it's going to be at least, it's going to be less than or equal to as far as the amount in the group. Okay, so we now look and we have to deal with what? What is another number that we're dealing with? 5 students. So we know for a fact, let's take a look at it. X over 4 is either less than or greater than 5 in that group. So you can't have any more. It's already telling us we can't have any more than 5 people in a group of 4. Alright, you see the 4 right there? So now what we do is we got to go to the next particular step. So we know right now we've got to cancel out. This is going to cancel out. Remember, whatever we do on one side, we have to do on the other side. Okay? Since we're putting, so we're going to cancel out the 4. That will cancel out with the other 4. Those cancel out in of course, division. But on the other side of the division, we're going to do what? Multiplication. Alright? Remember that. Multiplication on this particular side. Excellent. Okay? 5 times 4. Okay? And as we look at this right here, we know what this basically means. So we know I'm going to put in the X sign. I could put a dot so you all basically know. And we're looking at this right now, and it says what? That represents 20, or 20 students. Okay, so that's your answer. We start out here, we set up the actual inequality. X over 4 is less than or greater than the actual 5. Then we have to cancel out the actual 4. X is alone. Okay, it's by itself. So it's less than or equal to, we have to put the 4 on that side. 5 times 4 equals 20. And it gives you that right there. So we have at least X is going to be less than or equal to 20 students. Excellent, you all. Way to go. Good job.